This is Nightline and I'm Liyana Hassanel. The top stories. Unity government reaffirms commitment to Sabah's development. PM assures no protection for those involved in Zara Karina's death. And Malaysia gets its first chess Grandmaster after 25 years. Good morning. We begin the bulletin with this story. Malaysia finally got its first chess Grandmaster after 25 years, the highest title awarded in the world of chess. Liyana, a 25-year-old prodigy from Petaling Jaya, officially earned the coveted Grandmaster title after securing his third norm and surpassing the 2,500 FIDE rating mark by winning the GMIM Invitational Chess Championship 2025 on Sunday. The title, awarded by the International Chess Federation or FIDE, is a lifelong honor and places you among an elite group of fewer than 2,000 Grandmasters worldwide. Looking ahead, Yo remains uncertain about his next steps, but hinted that he might compete in the upcoming SEA Games in Thailand at the end of this year. Meanwhile, Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim congratulated Yo for his success. The Prime Minister also offered his support to the newly crowned Grandmaster for his future endeavours.
Yeah. So, okay. Thank you. So, Tim, want to say anything?
I don't know.
Yeah. How are you now?
Okay, good. I'm very happy, man.
Yeah.
So when the next tournament, whatever?
The next tournament?
Well, I have one planned in next January, but if the chess is having one in November, then I may play as well.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we'll give all the support.
All right,
Okay.
Datuk Sri. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you. Salam.
The Unity government has extended greater support to Sabah than previous administrations through enhanced infrastructure development, increased funding and stronger recognition of the state's rights. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said 16 billion ringgit has been allocated to Sabah this year. The allocation includes an interim special grant as well as funding for the Pan-Borneo Highway project in the state. Speaking at the closing ceremony of the National Farmers, Breeders and Fishermen's Day program in Kota Kinabalu on Sunday, Anwar stated that the Unity government is committed to driving development in Sabah and resolving outstanding claims under the Malaysia Agreement 1963 or MA63.
Kita naikkan peruntukan bagi Sabah itu mencecah 16 bilion ringgit. Bukan kecil. Kerana apa? Orang uji tanya masa kita kuasa apa kita buat. Kita tambah peruntukan untuk Sabah.
He added that the special grant for Sabah has now been doubled to 300 million ringgit. In addition, Phase 1B of the Pan-Borneo Highway, spanning 350 kilometers, has already been tendered. In line with the spirit of the MA63, infrastructure projects valued below 50 million ringgit have also been delegated to the Sabah Public Works Department. Anwar also hit back at the opposition for accusing the federal and Sabah governments of failing to support the people of the state.
Yang penting, masa kamu kuasa. Masa kamu ada kuasa, mengapa kamu tidak ambil langkah tambahan membantu penternak, peladang, nelayan di negeri Sabah dan sekarang kamu janji dan lakukan. Itu soalan saya yang penting. Ni masa kuasa, kalau datang mungkin tolong minta tanah, minta saham. Tetapi bila hilang kuasa, kamu menyerang cara yang tidak adil.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister said Malaysia's ongoing discussions with Indonesia over the Ambalat dispute in the Sulawesi Sea are a sign of strong and friendly bilateral relations.
Saya mewakili Kerajaan Persekutuan, pertahankan hak negeri Sabah 1 inci pun tidak kita akan korbankan. Kita berunding dengan sahabat. Bukan kita menyerah, tapi kita berunding cara baik.
Recently, Anwar and Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto agreed to explore the possibility of joint development in the Sulawesi Sea, including the Ambalat Block. Covering approximately 15,000 square kilometers in Sabah's waters, the long-disputed maritime zone is rich in resources and is believed to contain significant crude oil reserves. At the same event, the Prime Minister has also assured that there will be no protection for those involved in the death of Zahra Khairina Mahathir. Anwar said he has instructed the Home Minister, Inspector General of Police and Attorney General to conduct a thorough investigation into the case.
Ini kita kena harus ingat, negara ini negara hukum, bukan negara fitnah. Siapa pun terlibat, tidak peduli siapa. Tan Sri, Datuk Sri, Menteri, kalau terlibat dalam jenayah pembunuhan atau bersekongkol tidak akan diberi perlindungan. Tetapi jangan fitnah.
It was reported that the investigation papers relating to the incident have been submitted to the Attorney General's chambers. Zahra Khairina, a Form 1 student at SMK Tundatu Mustafa Limawan in Papar, allegedly fell from the 3rd floor of a building and was found unconscious in a drain near her school dormitory at 4 a.m. on July 16th. The 13-year-old was pronounced dead the following day while receiving treatment at the Queen Elizabeth II Hospital in Kota Kinabalu. Now, the Education Ministry MOE has also stressed that it will not protect any individual involved in Zahra Khairina's death. Its Minister Fadlina Siddiq said the ministry is awaiting the full report on the case before taking further action.
Tindakan akan diambil berdasarkan peraturan dan pastinya juga undang-undang yang sedia ada. Dan saya ingin tegaskan sekali lagi, tidak ada siapa yang akan dilindungi berdasarkan siasatan tersebut.
She said this to reporters after attending an event in Kota Baru, Kelantan on Sunday. Fadlina also added that there is no reason for MOE to delay any action related to the incident. Meanwhile, Zahra Khairina's mother had lodged another police report at the Sipitang police station in Sabah on Sunday. According to Noraidah Lamat, she made the report after recalling the discovery of bruises on her late daughter's back while bathing her body on July 17th. In a joint statement by Noraidah's legal representatives, Hamid Ismail and Shahlan Jufri, they stated that she only brought up the bruises after being questioned on Saturday about her daughter's body condition. She added that she saw the bruises herself, along with several other women. The statement also urged for Zahra Khairina's grave to be exhumed immediately and a post-mortem to be conducted to determine the true cause of death. Elsewhere, the Prime Minister stated that Pakatan Harapan is working to avoid three-cornered contests with Barisan Nasional and Gabungan Rakyat Sabah in the upcoming state election. Anwar, who is also PH chairman and PKR president, said talks are ongoing to reach an understanding among the three coalitions. Speaking to reporters after meeting Sabah PKR leaders in Kota Kinabalu, Anwar acknowledged that cooperation between the coalitions must also be further strengthened.
Our understanding is that for now we're trying to secure an arrangement where there is no three-corner fight, whatever. But in the case it has to happen, our advice is that probably we will try and refrain from entering this battle to cause so much difference.
However, he declined to make any early assumptions regarding potential clashes, expressing confidence that a full understanding would be reached among the three coalitions. Anwar also did not rule out the possibility of public confusion in certain areas where the PHB and GRS collaboration might appear inconsistent. As such, he said he would convey a message to the leadership involved to prioritize unity and consensus among the three coalitions over individual agendas. The government will develop a price and supply repository system for essential goods under the 13th Malaysia Plan. Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Datuk Armizan Muhammad Ali said that it aims to provide information that ensures price transparency throughout the supply chain from producers to end consumers. Armizan explained that the system will not only improve the national food supply chain's efficiency, but also detect price manipulation by certain parties, including middlemen.
Dengan adanya rantaian data berkaitan dengan harga dan juga bekalan ini, mudah untuk kerajaan pertamanya untuk membuat pemantauan. Contohnya mana-mana pihak yang membuat pencatutan.
He added that his ministry will collaborate with various others, including the finance and economy ministries, to implement the system. Women's-only spaces, from designated parking to train coaches, were created with the promise of safety. But for many Malaysian women, that promise is often dismissed. Nightline's Nurin Razman delves into what it truly takes to make public spaces safer for women.
1 in 2 women in Malaysia have faced sexual harassment in public, often in places where they feel most vulnerable. When social media influencer Hidayah Sazli saw 3 men occupying parking bays reserved for women, she lost her patience and decided to speak out.
I went to a mall hoping to get a parking space at the ladies' parking because I went there alone, only to find out that there are 3 parking spaces taken by men.
For Hidayah and many women, it wasn't just about a parking spot. It was about being forced to feel vulnerable in a space meant to protect her.
It quietly sent a message that women's safety are not being considered. To some men, it might be a small matter, but to us women, it provides us with a sense of security, especially when we are alone.
However, as the conversations grew, so did the backlash. While some welcomed these safe spaces, others dismissed them as unfair. Advocacy groups argue that what Malaysia truly needs is a stronger and more comprehensive safety ecosystem for women.
A lot needs to be done to enhance women's safety in public places. Lastly, to encourage in all workplaces, malls, universities and transport operators to adopt zero tolerance policies and set up internal reporting channels for harassment or unsafe conditions.
But despite the noise, progress is underway. Rapid Rail Acting Chief Executive Officer Nur Azmi Muhammad Yusof said the urban transit operator introduced women-only coaches in 2023 to prioritize the safety and comfort of female commuters, particularly during peak hours.
This woman coach is an initiative that recommended by the Ministry of Transport to improve the safety, also safety environment, and also to reduce the risk on the sexual harassment on our female passengers while commuting our services.
To strengthen safety measures, they have also rolled out AI-powered CCTV cameras, introduced a QR code system for lodging complaints, and deployed plainclothes auxiliary police officers.
We also hope that women passengers take this opportunity to support this initiative, whereby this initiative will give a safer and more comfortable environment for them.
Meanwhile, support for women-only spaces continues to rise, with men also voicing their approval.
Yes, I feel happy with the woman coach, and I'm very grateful that they have the woman coach, because right now the sexual harassment have been increasing. I think if anything happen, we have a lot of friends are women.
I think it's very, very important for women to have their own safe space because there are a lot of history, even to the history of this country.
Women-only spaces aren't just about special treatment, they're about protection. But when their purpose is ignored, so does their power. Now, as conversations grow and policies evolve, one thing remains clear. Creating safer spaces starts with understanding just why they matter. Nurin Razman for Nightline, TV3.
Policeman injured after being slashed with a machete. This and more after this breather.
Tular mengenai perkahwinan jarak usia. Persoalannya, ada apa pada usia?
Carpal tunnel, tenis elbow dan sendi bahu terkeluar adalah masalah kesihatan tangan. Ketahui cara merawat.
Dan kini kadang-kadang remaja terdedah kepada stiker lucah dalam aplikasi telefon. Ibu ayah kena pantau anak-anak.
Tanam di atas tanah bukan milik. Adakah hasil tanaman halal dimakan?
Dan ketahui cara penjimatan bil elektrik.
Isnin hingga Jumaat 10 pagi hanya di TV3.
Setiap spesies dia mempunyai frekuensi yang berbeza. Statusnya terancam. Salah satu daripadanya adalah usaha untuk mengekalkan spesies tu dekat habitat asal dia ni lah.
Kita boleh tahu kualiti dia mencari makanan tinggal selama 3 ke 4 bulan ni.
Kita kena training, kita kena consult orang, kita kena fly dalam komuniti lah. The best thing about the parrot, dia boleh ikut kita ke mana saja kita pergi. Dia punya nikmat tu, burung tu memang betul-betul sayang kat kita lah.
Ada orang dah punya beautiful teeth. Macam K-pop tak?
Macam K-pop.
Anak dua tak sekelok gerak. Kau pun lari lah.
Agaknya kau ni makan apa lah tadi?
Cepat. Kalau kita cari paku, kita hantukkan belakang tengkuk kita, kita akan jadi cantik.
Oh, kau dah fikir habis-habisan ke?
Ini tengkuk aku ke tengkuk kau Wow, ada plot twist.
Ini kalau jaring saiz S
Buat
ni.
turun dan layan tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini.
Wanita hari ini.
Kita ni kadang-kadang mengutamakan orang lain je.
Apa kata kali ni masa untuk diri sendiri pula?
Pernah tak dengar menu walk?
Yang masak dalam kuali besar-besar tu ada nasi goreng, ada char kway teow dan pelbagai lagi.
Buli nampak seperti isu lama.
Tapi masih ramai yang menjadi mangsa. Di manakah penyelesaiannya?
Jangan pandang ringan pada asap tau.
Contohnya jerebu boleh jejaskan kesihatan.
Bila dah berumah tangga, mestilah mahukan pasangan selalu ada.
Kan dah janji untuk sehidup semati?
Semuanya di WHI TV3
dan stream sekarang melalui tonton. Wanita hari ini.
Nightline continues. Police have detected a new drug distribution tactic involving the mixing of narcotics with coffee powder in an attempt to evade detection by authorities. This was uncovered after police dismantled a drug syndicate in Johor Bahru, arresting a Vietnamese woman and seizing drugs worth 4.9 million ringgit. State Police Chief Dato' M. Kumar said the 31-year-old suspect, who was arrested on July 25th during a raid at an apartment unit in Taman Perling, is believed to have been operating the syndicate since April. Following the arrest, a second raid was conducted at another unit in the same apartment complex, where drugs were being repackaged into small drink sachets for distribution in the local market.
Apartmen pertama adalah tempat di mana suspek mendiami dan juga tempat simpanan. Manakala apartmen kedua adalah tempat pembungkusan semula. Selain daripada itu, hasil siasatan juga didapati suspek ni telah menggunakan ramuan-ramuan lain seperti bahan-bahan serbuk kopi dan sebagainya untuk campuran-campuran yang telah dibuat untuk menghasilkan dadak-dadak ini.
During the operation, police also seized 29.2 kilograms of ecstasy powder, 353 ecstasy pills, and 200 grams of ketamine. The seizure also included drug processing and repackaging tools, 3,000 ringgit in cash, foreign currency, and jewelry. The suspect, who also tested positive for ketamine, has been remanded until August 8th for further investigation under the Dangerous Drugs Act. Police are now searching for a local man with a registered address in Kuching, Sarawak, believed to be connected to the drug operation. In Pahang, a policeman was injured after being slashed with a machete by a man believed to be mentally unstable at a house in Felda, Bukit Kuantan on Saturday. State Police Chief Datuk Sri Yahya Othman said the incident left 37-year-old Corporal Muhammad Shafril Izwan Ismail with injuries to his back, chin and left fingers. The attack happened at around 5:30 p.m. after 3 policemen from the Panching police station responded to a report of a man going on a rampage with a machete. Upon arrival, they tried to calm the man. However, he became aggressive and slashed the victim. A team from the Kuantan Police Headquarters Criminal Investigation Division was later deployed and arrested the suspect. Authorities also seized the machete and 2 other sharp weapons from the scene. Initial checks showed the 37-year-old suspect had no prior criminal record and was unemployed. The victim was taken to the Tengku Ampuan Afzan Hospital for treatment, while the suspect has been referred to the hospital's psychiatric ward for mental health evaluation. The Road Transport Department, RTD, will carry out a safety inspection and audit on the company operating the bus that crashed into a tree in Serdang, Selangor on Saturday, injuring a teacher and 3 preschool pupils. The driver is currently under a 2-day remand to assist investigations under the Road Transport Act for reckless driving. RTD Director General Dato A.D. Fadli Ramli said they have received an initial report on the incident and further action will be taken once the audit report is obtained. The bus was transporting 5 teachers and 30 pupils when the 12:18 p.m. incident occurred along Jalan Persiaran Universiti 1 at the Universiti Putra Malaysia. The vehicle was en route from a chocolate factory to the Malaysia Agro Exposition Park, MAEPS, when the driver reportedly lost control, causing it to skid and crash into a tree and a signboard. All 4 injured victims were sent to the Serdang Hospital for treatment. Meanwhile, Serdang District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Muhammad Farid Ahmad said initial investigations found that the 44-year-old male driver was sleep-deprived at the time of the crash. Preliminary screening showed that he was not under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Checks also revealed that the individual has 13 previous summonses under his name. 100,000 turnout for pro-Palestinian march. The details when Nightline returns.
Wanita hari ini.
Kita ni kadang-kadang mengutamakan orang lain je.
Apa kata kali ni masa untuk diri sendiri pula?
Pernah tak dengar menu walk?
Yang masak dalam kuali besar-besar tu ada nasi goreng, ada char kway teow dan pelbagai lagi.
Buli nampak seperti isu lama.
Tapi masih ramai yang menjadi mangsa. Di manakah penyelesaiannya?
Jangan pandang ringan pada asap tau.
Contohnya jerebu boleh jejaskan kesihatan.
Bila dah berumah tangga, mestilah mahukan pasangan selalu ada.
Kan dah janji untuk sehidup semati.
Semuanya di WHI TV3
dan stream sekarang melalui tonton. Wanita hari ini.
Setiap spesies dia mempunyai frekuensi yang berbeza. Statusnya terancam. Salah satu daripadanya adalah usaha untuk mengekalkan spesies tu dekat habitat asal dia ni lah.
Kita boleh tahu kualiti dia mencari makanan tinggal selama 3 ke 4 bulan ni.
Kita kena training, kita kena konsult orang, kita kena fly dalam komuniti lah. The best thing about the parrot, dia boleh ikut kita ke mana saja kita pergi. Dia punya nikmat tu, burung tu memang betul-betul sayang dengan kita lah.
Satu mayat berada di tepi katil dalam keadaan terikat.
Mak arwah ada telefon kami, dia tanya arwah pakai baju apa. Kemudian daripada situ saya macam dapat merasakan yang tu adalah arwah Ju.
More than one person yang melakukan kesalahan tu. Seorang mengikat tight rope, seorang lagi menjerut.
Saya tak naklah nanti Miro dengan dia gaduh lagi sebabkan Nisa.
Aku risau kau diabaikan, Nisa. Tujuan utama Abang Wasim kahwin dengan kau sebab dia nak anak kan?
Ya, kenapa ni? Budak ni ngandung.
Betul ke apa yang Mak Izzah cakap, Bang?
Betul, Bang. Dan Nisa nak confirmkan betul-betul dulu sebelum bagi tahu dengan Abang.
Apa benda ni?
Sayang dia buat air dulu.
Tak segan kau dengar kau gaduh ni. Live tu kan?
Buat turun dan layan tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini.
Onto the foreign front. Israeli attacks across Gaza have killed at least 69 people so far on Sunday. Among the casualties were 5 people killed in an Israeli airstrike on the Shujaiya neighborhood of Gaza City. At least 37 Palestinians seeking food were also killed, as witnesses described coming under gunfire while hungry crowds searched around 8 distribution sites. Meanwhile, the Palestinian Red Crescent Society said Israeli forces struck its headquarters in Khan Yunis, sparking a fire that killed 1 staff member and injured 3. The attacks come as 6 more Palestinians have died from starvation, bringing the total number of deaths from malnutrition to 175. In the meantime, more than 100,000 demonstrators gathered for pro-Palestinian protests across the Sydney Harbour Bridge on Sunday. The protests went ahead after being authorized by the Supreme Court a day earlier, a move organizers described as a historic decision. The march began at 1 p.m. local time as protesters braved torrential rain to join the March for Humanity, many holding placards with messages urging politicians to stop the war. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange was spotted among the protesters, with other notable attendees, including federal MP Ed Husic and former New South Wales Premier Bob Carr. More than 1,000 police officers were deployed as the large crowd raised concerns over the risk of a crush. Authorities estimated that up to 90,000 people attended, far more than expected, while protest organizers, the Palestine Action Group Sydney, claimed the turnout may have reached as many as 300,000. Also in Australia, several towns in the eastern side were blanketed with their heaviest snowfall in decades as wild weather swept through the region over the weekend. The extreme conditions triggered floods, stranded vehicles, and cut power to thousands of homes. Australia's Weather Bureau reported that a cold front dumped up to 40 centimeters of snow on parts of northern New South Wales on Saturday, the heaviest snowfall in the region since the mid-1980s. Snow also fell in parts of neighbouring Queensland, marking the first time in a decade that the state has seen snowfall. With heavy rain lashing other areas, the New South Wales State Emergency Service responded to over 1,455 incidents. More than 100 vehicles were stranded by snow. Storms caused damage to buildings, and several major flood warnings were also issued. Sports now, badminton, the 2025 Macau Open. Malaysia ended a 12-year drought in the men's doubles event when national shuttlers Wan Arifwan Junaidi and Yap Roy King avenged their previous loss to Indonesia's Sabar Karyaman Gutama and Muhammad Reza Pahlavi Isfahani by claiming their first Super 300 title on Sunday. The world number 24 pair battled hard to pull off a stylish upset over the world number 8. Winning 20-20, 21-18 in a grueling 79-minute final. The victory ended a 3-match losing streak for Arif and Roy King against Sabar and Muhammad Reza. As champions, Wan Arif and Roy King took home $29,230. Earlier, Nationals men's singles shuttler Justin Ho and mixed doubles pair Jimmy Wong and Lai Pei-Jing fell short of capturing their maiden titles in the finals. World number 45 Justin was outplayed 15-21, 5-21 by 2023 World Junior Champion Alwi Farhan of Indonesia in a 54-minute match. Despite the defeat, Justin, who has struggled with inconsistency and early exits, can take pride in his strong showing at the Macau Open. The 21-year-old took home $14,060 as the runner-up. Meanwhile, Jimmy and Pei-Jing also had to settle for runners-up after falling 13-21, 16-21 to Denmark's Mathias Christensen and Alexandra Boya in a 44-minute battle. Despite the loss, the Malaysians still made history by reaching their first ever World Tour final. On to bowling, the 2025 Under-18 Asian Junior Championships. Malaysia capped a sensational campaign in Doha on Saturday with a golden double in the Masters finals, courtesy of Kuratu Ain Izdihar Pozi and Akil Faisal. Kuratu Ain dominated the girls' division, winning all 5 gold medals, singles, doubles, team, all events, and masters, and playing a key role in Malaysia's overall victory. The 17-year-old topped the 16-player roll-off with a two-day total of 3,411 pinfalls to earn the #1 seed for the stepladder finals. It was also a 1-2 finish for Malaysia in the Girls' Masters as Kuratu Ain defeated compatriot Adelia Nur Shazali 378-370 in the two-game final. Meanwhile, Akil secured his second gold medal of the tournament by helping Malaysia win the boys' team title after coming from behind to defeat Kuwait's Nasser Al-Kandari 461-404. With this victory, the national team concluded the tournament with a haul of 7 golds, 1 silver, and 3 bronzes, possibly their best ever performance in the history of the championship. This time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as car enthusiasts from across Europe gather in Ben-Noroy, France to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the very first Prix de la Marne, a historic event honoring cars and motorcycles from 1925. With that, I'm Hassanel. Thank you for watching and be well, Malaysia.